Happy Monday. It's story time again, and it's real life stories, with Yinka and what happened to me personally. And I'm sharing this story not to call anyone out, but I want people to learn. I want people to be encouraged. I want people to know that whatever they're going through, it's just part of the journey. Okay? 2008 in Teesside, Middlesbrough, UK. Young guy, um, optimistic for the future, and I found myself in Middlesbrough. I'll tell you how I actually got into Middlesbrough and how I got into that university, maybe in the next video. But right now, my video central is will be more is more focused. I want to central this video on being nice, being good, being kind to people. And I want to central and focus the story on love, which is the greatest commandment, you know. And I want to say the greatest religion is the religion of love. Okay? And, you have to love people, you have to love your neighbor as yourself, and you have to show it, especially um, for some of us that are just religious and don't really practice that love aspect. We need to do better. So I got a flyer, an invitation to attend a church event in Middlesbrough, and it was a Nigerian church. Okay, and I decided to go. It was just one guy that I met randomly, gave me the flyer and said, "Oh, we're doing a program in church. Can you just come over?" And I wasn't really doing anything that night, and I said, "I'm gonna come over," and I went. So when I got there, I got there during the worship session. They were playing music and leading the music, leading everyone. But I saw a bass guitar. Nobody was playing it. So I'm like, oh, I'm not really good in playing the bass, but I could do a little thing or at least add to the music. So I went over there and said, can I play? The guy said yes. So I picked it up and I started playing. Okay? It was worship. So I sat down, we played worship, everything was nice. And so I went back the next day for the event. The first day I met the wife of the pastor. I didn't see the pastor. I don't know what the pastor is up to today, but I met the wife. The wife was there and she was excited that, oh, young man is here to help them. She was excited and said, I really appreciate you that you're here. You helped us with the guitar and build and play the music, the worship, blah, blah, blah. And so I went the next day. I believe next day was a Sunday. And on that Sunday, they mentioned if you are looking for a job, after the service, you can stay behind and meet someone, and which I stayed behind and met this wonderful lady from I think she was from Cameroon. From Cameroon, I can't remember the country where she's from, maybe from Zambia or Cameroon. But I spoke to her and I explained to her I'm looking for a job. I need money to pay some of my bills, and I've been looking for a job since I haven't found any. And she said, "Oh, I'll give you a job. Come to my office. Oh, come to my store." And she had this beautiful smoothie bar where I got employed. I got a job. And then the wife of the pastor kept texting me, calling me, and she wanted me to join their church. She sent some people to me. I said, no, I already have a church that I attend. I just came for this church service that you guys have, or this program that you have. You know, how am I just supposed to just leave my home church where I go to worship and just come to yours just because, right? Another day I met the woman on the street in Middlesbrough. When I was taking a walk with some of my friends, she stopped me. She said the same thing, trying to, um, you know, and I don't know if the word is encourage, but trying to persuade me. That's the right word. Trying to persuade me to come to their church. I said no. Guess what? I received a text from that woman, the one that I work for, and she said, "Did you do anything to blah blah blah?" I can't even remember the woman's name. I think even if I see her right now, I can't remember her face. I don't know what she looks like. So, going back to my story, the owner of the shop where I worked, that was my boss, now texts me and said, um, "Did you do anything to wrong this woman?" Blah. I said no. She said, actually, she said, "I need to talk to you when you come into work tonight." So when I got to work, she called me to the back of the smoothie shop, and she now said, "Did you do anything to this woman? What did you do?" You know, she told me some things. She called me, and then she said I should stop. I should fire you. I should not give you this job anymore. This is real life story. I couldn't believe my ears. I'm like, did she say that? You know, woman of God in court. That was the woman of God, the wife of the senior pastor. I know the name of the church. I'm not gonna mention it because this story is a long time. This is like 17, almost 18 years ago. And you know what I did? Once she said that, I walked there for that day, and then the woman said, "I'm not gonna fire you. You can still come to work because you have not offended me. If she's telling me not to give you a job just because you don't want to come to our church, I don't think that's right. I'm not gonna do it." I said, "Thank you very much. I appreciate that." And I did a job, I think for like 2 days or 3 days, and after that, I stopped going there. I believe that God is going to do something much more for me. At that point, I was stubborn. I said, "I'm not going there anymore. I'm not going there anymore." And I told God, I said, This is why. This is why sometimes the way God is moving and what God wants to do in your life, He does not want anybody to do what? To take His glory. Because what that woman, the pastor's wife was doing was taking God's glory. Well, I helped him to get a job, and I'm going to deal with him because he's not coming to our church. So, if you're a woman of God out there, or you're a church goer or a religious person, whether Christian, Muslim, whatever thing you believe in, please don't do that to anybody. If you've been able to assist someone to get a job, to get into a new career, to get into a business, to do stuff, don't go around and be telling everybody, and because maybe you want a favor from them, they're not doing it. They're not, doing you that favor. They're not, bending to your side, and you want to deal with them. It's not good. At the end of the day, 2026, I don't even know what the woman looks like, even the one that helped me, and that's one of the things that I've been regretting right now. I wasn't taking pictures or videos or recording events. So now I've learned that you need to be taking videos and pictures and doing all that beautiful stuff. So if you're that kind of a person in this year 2026, please change. And if someone is treating you that way in 2026, Just know and be rest assured that what God's bigger than them. Okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.